I get the privilege of introducing Paul Sincock. I think everybody here, but our newer member knows Paul very well. He's been a member of the Plymouth Rotary Club for many, many years. Um, Past district governor. He was actually district governor when I was district governor, and it was a really fun year. It was the Mickey Mouse. He's really into Disney, so Mickey Mouse was something that the ears we put on our head to welcome him here. So he is here today to talk to us about membership. He's what does he say? He says that to sustain your club today, we must all keep evolving through change, and the only way to engage current and recruit new members. So that's what he is here to talk to us about today. So welcome, Paul.
Thank you. I really appreciate the opportunity to come in and join you folks online. I would have been there in person, but the dog was very slow this morning in doing her business, so it kind of delayed me, and so I have to do this. And best intentions, but this works out really well too. I need to share my screen. Am I doing that with you folks right now? Yep. Okay, that's good. All right. So let me. So membership is a story that we create. I mean, if you pause a minute and you take a look around the room and on Zoom, this is about people, not necessarily a number. So Rotary is all about people, and I think sometimes we focus a little too much on the number, but membership is really important uh, from the standpoint of we need to have people and storytelling. It's a big part of it. So if a first-time guest walks into your meeting, so Alex walks in and says, "Yeah, I'm here. I'm checking out your Rotary Club. What uh, what kinds of things what might Alex see and be a part of and think, this is a good group of people. They're doing a lot of fun things. They're involved a lot in the community. I mean, goodness, I heard so many different things this morning. It's pretty amazing. But, we want to make sure that Alex feels welcome when they come into the club. And that's really an important piece of this. And, you know, from Alex's standpoint, do I belong here? Is this something that I'm interested in doing? And so I think that that's an important piece that this is a two-way street. The communication here is two ways. First of all, Alex is coming in, you're welcoming Alex, and then Alex is also thinking, is this a place that I want to be and I want to spend uh, my time and treasure because I saw a lot of treasure going this morning. Um, going and doing those things. So I think that's something that we have to be aware of that we're being checked out as well as we're checking out the new member. you know, one of the things that we do is we control the outcome of these meetings. And so I think it's really important that we have the two futures. If you have a new member come in, Alex comes in, uh, what's the future for Alex? Does Alex leave quietly or does Alex become a leader? And I think that that's the important part of this, program. And I think new members need to be engaged as quickly as possible and be a part of the camaraderie of Rotary. And that's really important. And I think, this group certainly is very welcoming and that's very important. But you want to welcome and engage those new members because once they're engaged, then they're already on the leadership path. And I think that that's really an important piece to recommend. Some clubs give new members an opportunity to participate in, what they're passionate about. Northville, for example, gives $100 to new members to go out and do good in the community. And that member gets to choose what that $100 goes to, and then they report back to the club. And so again, that's kind of, different ways to engage the members uh, to Rotary. The truth is that we don't lose members, we lose experiences. And over a 10-year period, Rotary has lost 1.2 million members, but we've also gained 1.2 million members. So I think that that's something that we need to be aware of. We're not getting ahead, we're barely, maintaining. And then frankly, in North America, we're losing a lot. And so I think that that's really important that, we don't lose the members because we want to hang on to those experiences and create new experiences for those members. What people are actually looking for is a purpose, a connection, and growth. So, it doesn't matter where you are on the demographic, spectrum. You want to look and you want to spend your time with a purpose. You want a connection to other people because those connections to people are just so, so critical. And then you want to grow in doing things. So just like this graphic on the screen here, all those little veins down there help create the total package. And that's what you're looking to do is create a total package for Rotary. It takes all those little roots to make a vibrant club. So that's an important piece. And of course, as it was mentioned, I'm a Disney fan, so I had to get Disney into the talk. Uh, it's about experiences. It's not just about the meeting; it's about the overall Rotary experience. And if you go to Walt Disney World, it's not about paying $175 to get into the park. It's about the experience of going into the park, and it's totally different mindset. So you need to shift the mindset from a meeting experience to an overall general experience. And it's got to be fun, and it's got to be worthwhile, and it's got to be engaging, and it has to be things that people are interested in. So I think that that's something that we need to be aware of. We have to keep that mindset that experience is what really counts. Disney takes it to a whole new level. They control everything. They control the smell, they control the mosquitoes, they control everything. Obviously, a lot of times we can't control everything, but it's still the experience of Rotary that's very, very important to our existing members and to new members. So that's something that we need to keep in mind. you know, Rotarians are people of action. And so those first 30 days in a club are very, very important. That's where you make the connection. That's where the involvement gets, you get involved in the club. And then you have that sense of belonging to the club. That's so important, that sense of belonging. But you have to have the connection, the involvement, and then the belonging. And those are important pieces, and you need to create an action plan because, after all, Rotarians are people of action. And you need to create that action plan for those new members to get them connected with other members, not only just who sponsored them into the club, but other members who are, active in the club, being involved in different parts of the club. That's very, very important. And then all of a sudden, they belong to the club and they're engaged and they look forward to the 7 a.m. meetings on Thursdays and all the other activities. So I think that that's really an important piece. It's important that you listen to your members. And it takes time to listen. It really does. Listen to your members, ask, hear, and act. And, there's a couple of pieces there. We talked a little bit about it at the district assembly. We talked about the club health check. We talked about the strategic planning. I like to call it action planning because, when people hear strategic planning, they kind of go, oh, and kind of glaze over. So it's important that you have the action plan. And it sounds like you're going to be doing some visioning work here in the near future, and that's awesome. And that's a really critical part of this. And that shows the vibrancy of your club, that you are a very vibrant group and small and mighty, and you get a lot done. So that's really important. There's a growth formula. Um, you have to replace your loss, and you have to create energy. And what I say mean by replacing your loss is if you look at your club over the last 5 years and you take a look and see how many people have left your club, and they leave for a variety of reasons. Their job moved, life got in the way, the kids got, soccer, travel hockey, or whatever it is, and they just don't have the time to commit to Rotary. Um, People make the ultimate exit strategy. That happens as well, and they go to the great Rotary meeting in the sky, and so they exit your club, and other people just leave because it doesn't interest them or they're not engaged. So, if you've a small club of say 35 people, if you lose 3 members on average a year, to grow your club by 5%, just 5%, doesn't sound like a lot, but you need to get not 2 members a year, you need to get 5 members a year because you lose three, and if you gain two, that gets you your 5%. Actually, a little better than 5%. But so that's where you need that growth there, and then that's how you do it. But I think one of the things that's very important is in order to go through everything in your club, leadership is so important. But leadership stands on 4 legs, and goals and plans. And I'm so impressed that you're doing some visioning. Um, that's important. Listening to your club members is so important. Service, you guys are doing a whole bunch of service. That's great. Uh, Public image. And, Rotary used to be, several years ago, kind of quiet in the background. You need to toot your horn, and, you need to get the message out. Social media is a great way to get the message out. I use the example of my club. We have 100 plus members, but our social media accounts have over 1,400 members who are following our club activities. So that's something that you need to think about, and how do you get that public image out there as much as possible? You talked a little bit about it with the bingo this morning, and you talked about how important it is to wear your Rotary shirt, got a collar, Rotary, you're putting out an image, and that's really important that you have that public image all the time. And then, of course, engagement, the engagement of your members, engagement of the community. Those are all great things that we need to have to keep a vibrant Rotary Club and moving forward. One of the things that we find that successful Rotary clubs, highly successful Rotary clubs, they invite people to their service projects. And I think 87% is what the Rotary International tells us of successful growing Rotary clubs invite the community to their service projects. Whether it's planting flowers or building a play structure or anything, invite the community in. You never know, you might get some members out of that. And I use the story here of past District Governor Russ Jones. Russ, when his boys were in high school, they were on the sports teams, and they had to participate in the Plymouth Rotary Chicken Barbecue. And so the parents came along as well, and Russ came along with his boys and worked the chicken barbecue. Well, after the boys had graduated, Russ kept coming. And somebody finally asked him, Russ, why do you keep coming? Well, and his answer was, well, this is fun. It's a way to give back to the community. And I go, well, why aren't you a member of the club? And his answer was pretty simple. It was, well, nobody's asked. So think about that. You need to make the ask and invite the community to your service projects. And you never know, you might get a new member. People join people, and I think this is something that we really need to talk a little bit about. They join people, not necessarily the organization. So, a fun group like yours is a lot of people oriented and connections and those kinds of things. And so it's great. And you take a project and you make it fun, and that's an important piece of this. And so, you make that personal connection, and it takes a lot of personal asks. Rotarians who have a positive member experience are more likely to stay in your club. So hopefully you can reduce that number of um, those three folks that you might lose in a year because of some changes in their lives. But people are looking for a good member experience. They're looking to gather with people. Humans are very people oriented. We need to have that connection. We saw during COVID that it was tough, tough, tough when we didn't have that personal connection. And one of the things that I think is important that we talk about is that we should be aware that uh, we need to make personal ask. Oftentimes it's great to ask from the podium that, hey, we need people to do flower planting this weekend. If you don't make the personal ask, if you don't go say, hey, Carlo, are you coming to the flower planting? Because we could really use your help and your expertise in making that happen. And so I think that personal ask helps engagement, which then helps create a better membership and creates a better organization because people are joining people, not necessarily the organization. Your challenge is real simple. I always like to have a call to action here. Have three conversations with people, and three invites to, hey, you want to come join me next Thursday at Rotary and see what we're all about and come check us out a little bit. And then hopefully you could get one member out of the three invites. And again, it's that personal ask. It's so important to have that personal ask and get them involved because, people might not know what Rotary is. They might see Rotary in the community at various points, but they don't necessarily know what Rotary does. And so you need to explain that to some folks and talk about your local service projects and how it's not overwhelming, but you need to be a participant and engaged and help out the community. And this is a great way to have just three conversations. It's not a formal thing. It's just a conversation over coffee and make those three invites. And then hopefully you can get one changed experience out of that. Our final question of the day is, what story will your next member tell? So are they engaged? Are they a part of it? Are they having a good time? And I think that that's all those important things is how do you do that? And hopefully this little talk here this morning has been helpful and kind of give you a little food for thought and find out what that member is going to tell folks about your club. And with that, thank you very much. Happy to answer any questions.
Hi, Carlo. We have time for some questions.
I wish I did because I'm the membership chair, but I know what he's saying. Paul, could you? I'm sorry that I have to leave, and I'm sorry that, but I did. Well, I did stay for your whole presentation. I
Yep.
got to pick up Nancy. She's already in the
Yep.
lobby. I don't know why. Can you send me something, being that I'm the membership chair for our club, please? In some way.
Give your email address.
He knows it, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah,
I can get it.
RotaryCarlo.com. Can't get something.
Yep.
and we did tape his speech.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're
So,
on
okay.
YouTube, buddy.
Yeah,
Right
I'll
next.
send you a couple things, Carlos.
What's that?
I'll send you a couple of things.
Thank you, buddy.
Yep. Always good.
Hey, everyone. Have a great.
Thank you. And remind
Give
us,
Nancy our best.
tell Nancy we're hoping she's better.
Yes.
But carefully. You did such a wonderful job, Paul,
Thank
and
you.
answered all of our questions, which is great. Okay, Terry.
There she is.
Still here, so I can.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, Terry. So, Paul, we just want to thank you again for coming out and giving us information on membership. It's always a difficult thing, I think, for every club is the membership part of it. But it's always good for you to come out and kind of enthusiastically get us going, and hopefully we'll all find 3 people in the next couple of weeks that we can talk to and maybe encourage them to come out. So we have a little, I don't know if you can see it, a little jar of honey for you.
All right.
So next time we see you, we'll make sure that we get it to you. But again, thank you, and hopefully we see you again soon.
Thank you very much.